It's almost time to plant spring food plots. Now I want to address a question I'm getting all the time right now. What should I plant? What's that magic bean? What's that one plant that, I mean, it's inexpensive. It's drought resistant. It'll grow in a floodplain. Man, it's just so palatable. It attracts deer for 40 miles, but deer never overbrowse it, just keeps growing. It does everything. Well, here's the deal. There is no magic bean. There is no one plant that meets all conditions, palatable, doesn't get overbrowsed, inexpensive, super nutritious, grows in droughty soils, grows in a swamp. There is no magic bean, just like there was no Jack and the Beanstalk. But you can come close to the results of a magic bean by doing what I've been doing for years and planting blends. Planting a blend can allow you to have something really palatable early season, mid-season, late season. Some stuff in there that's extremely drought resistant. Some stuff that tolerates a lot more moisture a good bit more. You can have stuff that's really tall, maybe like sun hemp in the summer, and some stuff that stays a bit closer to the ground. Heck, you can even put some viney species in there that will crawl around to find that opening and put a leaf where maybe nothing else is growing to block the sun and keep weeds from growing. The magic bean, well, that's a really good quality blend. And we've been showing you the results of planting good quality blends for several years now from here at the proving grounds. And we're not only attracting deer and growing bigger bucks than average for our area and all that stuff, but we're really making huge strides in improving our soil's health. Look at this field here. I mean, I think every deer owner would say this looks really great. What you may not know is we haven't added any lime or fertilizer or any magic, synthetic additives, no compost, nothing like that, for 8 years. Wouldn't you like to have that? Very limited use of any herbicide. It's just growing so thick, it's out competing the weeds, and the mulch from last year by the system we use is suppressing weeds and becoming that really good weed mulch, that weed mat that keeps weeds at bay. So I wish there was a magic bean that would make life easier for all of us, but there's just not. But what we can do is plant really high quality blends and plant them at a density that outcompetes weeds. We can attract deer early, mid, and late season, or produce big antlers and lots of fawns during the summer if the other conditions are right. We can have some drought hardy plants in there. We can have some legumes in there to supply some of the nitrogen needed for that fall crop. We can have a lot of biomass to suppress the weeds. We can get really close to that magic bean by making sure we have a bunch of different varieties of seed in the blend. Now I've said bean a lot, so I want to address soybeans because I'm going to get a lot of questions about that. And I used to plant monocultures of soybeans. This field has been planted in soybeans for many, many years, this exact plot. And soybeans are very palatable for deer. They obviously grow big deer throughout the Midwest. But I think some people see that and think, well, I'm going to plant my 1/4 acre plot, my 2 acre plot in beans. But if you're in an area like here with quite a few deer and no ag around you, and you plant an acre to of beans, well, they often end up about this tall, and then deer wipe them out, and you're left with nothing but weeds growing. Soybeans are a wonderful forage, and I usually almost always have 4-H soybeans, the older varieties, not nothing you got to pay a whole lot for now. It doesn't need to be Roundup ready because there's no good herbicide that goes over a blend. So I'm going to have soybeans in there, add a small percentage of that blend. They're going to come up, they're going to attract deer early. If they make it, great. Most of them are going to be browsed off before they're 6-8 inches tall. But while deer are focusing on the soybeans, the other species in the blend, legumes and non-legumes, are getting to grow because there's no browse pressure on them. Deer are extremely selective feeders. They don't just walk out in the field with 8 or 10 different species and eat them all. They're going to eat the best and wait on the rest. So beans can be a good component of a blend, but they're not a magic bean when it comes to most food plot situations. If you'd like to learn more about our food plot techniques and even the seeds we plant, we're having a field day June 9th and 10th right here at the Proving Grounds 2. And we're going to show this, go over it in all detail, actually, set up our drill and how to calibrate, show you exactly what we do. We'll go by food plots where we used our hand tools. You can see the results. You can learn all the details. If you don't have time to make it to Branson, we share all this on our Growing Deer YouTube channel. We make a new show every week. Hope you take time to like and subscribe, and just as importantly, tell a friend. Separate now the fantasy from the fact. Well, that makes all of our lives much easier. But if you really want to get down to the truth, I hope you take time to seek the Creator's will, study His Word, and apply it to your life. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.